Hello everybody, my partner Karuna and I are going to be talking about PostgreSQL databases. For today, we have the definition of PostgreSQL, featured users, characteristics, advantages and disadvantages, why choose PostgreSQL over Microsoft SQL Server and other relational databases, and PostgreSQL security. What is PostgreSQL? It's an object relational database management system with an emphasis on extensibility and standards compliance. Its primary function is to store data securely and return that data in response to requests from other software applications. Who are its featured users? So GraphQL is extensively used by Apple, Fujitsu, Red Hat, Cisco, Juniper Networks, Skype, among many other users. What are its characteristics? GraphQL is ACID compliant, it is atomic, consistent, durable, and it can be isolated. It can carry out nested transactions, multi-version concurrency control, where the changes that are made in the database are not visible to others until it's committed. It has asynchronous replication for data backup. It has updatable views, triggers, foreign keys, and subquery. It has sophisticated locking mechanism to control concurrent access to the database and table inheritance. What are its advantages? It has multi-version concurrency control. It allows you to add custom functions developed using different programming languages such as C, C++, Java, etc. It's designed to be extensible, can define your own data types, index types, functional languages. Custom plugins can be used to enhance the requirements. It has better support from the proprietary vendors. It's reliable and stable. It's cross-platform compatible with both Linux and Windows. It's designed for high-volume environments, and it has really good database design and administrative tools. Some of the disadvantages of PostgreSQL are that it's considerably slower than MySQL. It does not support the entire ANSI SQL 92 standard. Low-budget hosting sites support MySQL but not PostgreSQL. Why choose PostgreSQL over Microsoft SQL Server? Because it has CSV support, it's compatible with both Windows and Linux. Its integration with procedural languages like Perl, R, Java, and C. Procedural languages can be used for writing stored procedures and functions, and the block of code can be dumped in to be executed inline. It has regular expression support. It has custom aggregate functions that are simple and convenient to use, resulting in faster problem solving and maintainable code. Has Unicode support. It has good scriptability because everything can be driven from the command line, and since it works with the operating systems that support command line, it's highly effective and secure. It provides good documentation. Why choose PostgreSQL over other relational databases? It has a data model that's not just relational but is object relational. It has extensive list of data types and structures apart from the common numeric, floating point, string, boolean, etc. There are other data types and structures like UUID, monetary, enumerated, geometric, binary, etc. It enables storing different network address types. Since it's an object relational database, arrays of values can be stored for most of the existing data types, thus supporting multidimensional arrays. It supports a variety of geometric data types such as points, circles, lines, and polygons. It provides JSON support, that is, it lets you go schemaless in a SQL database.
Let us now look into the security aspects of Postgres. Database security is addressed at several levels. Database file protection. All files stored within the database are protected from reading by any account other than the Postgres superuser account. Connections from a client to the database server are, by default, allowed only via a local Unix socket, not via the TCP/IP sockets. Client connections can be restricted by IP address and the username. Each user in Postgres is assigned a username and a password. By default, users do not have write access to databases they did not create. Users may be assigned to groups, and table access may be restricted based on group privileges. User authentication. Authentication is the process by which the backend server and postmaster ensure that the user requesting access to the data is in fact who he or she claims to be. Verification of the user's actual identity is performed in a variety of ways. From the user shell. A backend server started from a user shell notes the user's user ID. The effective user ID is used as a basis for access control checks. From the network. If the Postgres system is built as distributed, access to Internet TCP port of the postmaster process is available to anyone. The DBA configures the files in the single PG data directory to specify what authentication system is to be used according to the host making the connection and which database it is connecting to. Let us now see how we can secure PostgreSQL's implementation from cyber attackers. Use hash-based column encryption for values that don't need to be decrypted. Encryption methods such as AES can be decrypted while hash-based encryption methods such as MD5 are one-way. They cannot be decrypted easily. For values that only need to be checked for a match such as passwords, use one-way encryption for an added layer of security. Use physical separation to isolate data sets that need to be kept apart. By separating the databases, you ensure that the data in two tables cannot be accessed or viewed simultaneously. Lock down port level access to Postgres database. A limited set of ports should have network access to the database. All the other ports which allow network access to the database must be locked down. Prevent connections from networks that don't require database access. Setting listen addresses to localhost will force OS to reject connection attempts from other servers before they reach Postgres. Set appropriate monitoring and logging for database queries. By turning on tracking for queries executed against your database, you enhance the audit trail for identifying culprits in the event of a mishap. Stay on top of critical security updates and patches. This is not only a rule of thumb for all software systems in general, but a requirement if your Postgres application is storing sensitive credit card information. Checking the Postgres security information page regularly and frequently for critical security updates and patches can effectively satisfy this requirement. Thank you.